everybody, so I posted on my Twitter that I just bought the 22 book collection of the Vampire Diaries books because I hadn't read them before. I'm only now just watching the series. I think I'm up to mid-season 5 now, and I only started watching it about 2 weeks ago, so yeah, I'm a little obsessed, if you couldn't tell. So I am going to start with Stefan's Diaries first because Stefan is my one true love and Paul Wesley is just amazing, so I'm going to read those 6 first and vlog my experience, let you know what I think of them. Then I'm going to read the 13 Vampire Diaries books, and then I'm going to read the 3 original books. I aim to do this in about a week or 2. Fingers crossed. There are 22 books, so I may not read that quick, but I am on a hiatus at the moment from my blog and my YouTube. But I do have a lot of time on my hands. Let's get on with the first book. So this is the first one. It is called Stefan's Diaries Volume 1 Origins. Can we just appreciate how absolutely beautiful this man is? I am just in love with him. So I will let you guys know how I'm getting on throughout this book, let you know my thoughts, if I think it is an accurate representation of what I think his diaries would be like. I will let you know. So I just opened the book and there was a bookmark and a photo inside, which is just pretty amazing. Especially as I always lose my bookmarks, so let's get reading. Literally just finished the first book. It took me about 1.5 to 2 hours, so it wasn't really a long read for me, but it was amazing. I was really dubious about this series. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it because obviously a lot of it has already been portrayed in the shows, so I thought, oh, will it be a bit samey? But there was a lot of new stuff in there that the show left out, but obviously the main premise of it was how Stefan became a vampire and how he first met Catherine, and it was just brilliant. I really enjoyed seeing how much Stefan had changed from the beginning of the book to the end and how his relationship with Catherine had grown, and I loved seeing how close Damon and Stefan were before they were turned into vampires. Because let's be honest, Stefan and Damon are the real OTP in the Vampire Diaries. And I don't know, reading this made me think about Stefan slightly differently. He just seemed so much younger in this book. Obviously he's supposed to be 17, and the book really highlighted that, I think, which is a little bit strange because we're so used to seeing Stefan as 30-year-old Paul Wesley. But yes, I absolutely adored it, and I'm just going to get book 2. So I'm actually just about to make some lunch because I'm absolutely starving, but I'm also about to start the second book in the Stefan's Diary series, and it is called Bloodlust. Now, from the blurb on the back, it seems that this book is when they have first transitioned into vampires and they are finding their place in the vampire world. I mean, the back says, Catherine taught them to break necks and hearts. Little did she know they'd start with each other's. I am ready for this. I'm reading this at the moment and I just read a line and it's left me feeling a little bit more in love with Stefan. I don't know, I feel like vampires are so sexual. Like, I read this sentence and it just feels really sensual to me. Disengaging my teeth from her neck, I licked my lips, allowing my tongue to savour the spot of wet blood at the corner of my mouth. Maybe it's just my obsession with vampires that makes that seem more sexual than it is. I don't know, but this book is full of lines like that and I'm in love with it. I'm feeling all the feels. He just met Lexi for the first time and it was so cute. If you guys didn't know it, Lexi is probably my favourite female in the show, and I know she's only in a few episodes, but I just absolutely adore her and love the dynamic between Stefan and Lexi. So them meeting for the first time was just so adorable, and I hope there's a lot more Lexi and Stefan in this book. So I have just finished this one. This one was really amazing. What I really liked about this one was getting more of an insight into how Stefan and Lexi first became friends and how that relationship kind of formed. It also told the story of how Stefan stopped drinking human blood, how he came to that decision, how Lexi helped him, and how the real feud started between Damon and Stefan. So in this book, Damon gets captured by a circus and he is put in there and made to fight other creatures. And obviously compassionate Stefan wants to help him, so he sets out on a mission to try and save him. But as always, Damon is the backstabbing little fucker that he is. I'm sorry guys, I still don't like Damon. Everyone told me that once I got 2 or 3 seasons in I would like him, but hey, guess what? Season 5 and still hate him. And I also hated him in this book, so time to start number 3. Also, what I do want to say is they're not like extremely well written, but I think it's one of those things, this is how I felt about the Mortal Instruments as well, that when you get used to the characters and you have such a deep connection to them, like I do with Stefan and Lexi for example, you kind of forget what the writing's like and just get lost in the story. So yeah, as I say, they're not brilliantly written, but they satisfy my Vampire Diary needs. Time to start the 3rd book. I am so excited. Although I'm not sure where Elena's on the front because she's barely in it, and I don't think Catherine's in this one either, so kind of irrelevant, but I'll let you know my thoughts on this one as and when I read it. We are still on the 1st day. I've actually only been reading for about 4 hours and I'm already starting the 3rd book, so very excited here. I feel like I may be finishing the Stefan Diaries possibly by tomorrow because there's only 6 in this series, so let's go. Okay, so I just finished the 3rd book and the first half wasn't anywhere near as good as the first 2. I was really undecided on it. It was basically just Stefan and Damon marrying into this family because Damon had pretty much blackmailed Stefan into doing it. And the first half was just not my cup of tea. So it took me a little bit longer to read this one, about 3 hours. But that's because I just kept having to take breaks because I was a little bit bored. But the second half was so much better. The second half saw the return of Lexi, and you guys all know how much I love her. And basically just Lexi saving the day, which she seems to do a hell of a lot, which makes me even angrier that Damon killed her in the show, because she saved his ass a hell of a lot of times. But I'm so excited to get onto the 4th one because the 4th one is the Ripper, and I'm so excited to read about this phase because it's my favourite Stefan. Oh my god, I am so sad. I genuinely thought that this was going to be a diary of Stefan's Ripper stage and it was going to be gory and it was going to be sexy and I was so excited. And then I just read the blurb and I was a little bit gutted. It basically seems like this book is about Stefan's suspicions of his brother being Jack the Ripper and his adventures in London, which does sound pretty cool, but wasn't what I was expecting, so a little bit sad, but very, very excited to get into this one because look at the cover. How absolutely beautiful is this man? Yum. I will let you know my thoughts. Good morning. It is a new day, but I have been up about 10 minutes and I finished the last 20 pages or so in this book, and I think this possibly has been my favourite one so far. I really love all things serial killers, especially Jack the Ripper. So to see one of my favourite serial killers entwined with possibly my favourite fictional character ever was just amazing. And I thought it was really clever how they tied in the story in with vampires, and obviously I loved knowing a bit more about Stefan and how he became so compassionate and how he's controlled himself for so many years. So yeah, I read most of this yesterday and had to wake up this morning and just finish the last 20 pages or so. So we are on day 2 and I'm just about to start book 5. Now it's day 2, but I am busy today because I've got to go and do some bookish business stuff. So I'll probably maybe only read 1, possibly not even that, but I really want to finish the other 2 in the series so I can finish the Stefan series if I can. I can't believe I'm vlogging with no makeup done and my hair like this when I've literally just woke up and not even had a drink. But yeah, let's get into book 5. Okay, so I am just about to start book 5 and this one is called The Asylum. I sometimes like to not read the synopsis of books and just go in completely blind because I think that makes it a little bit more exciting. So that is what I'm going to do with this one. So there's not much to say before I've actually read it, but I will keep you updated on my thoughts and anything that I find exciting and anything that I don't like. I can't believe that I've only got 2 of these left to read. I feel like I've read them far too quickly. So this is possibly the only time I will be looking semi-presentable in this video. I have barely read anything this morning. I am going out in about 20 minutes and I've read about 40 pages this morning, which is just diabolical. I just want to take this chance to talk about Stefan a little bit really because I just love that guy. If you guys didn't know, I am going to see him at, not Stefan, Paul obviously, I'm going to see him at London Film and Comic Con in July. I spent a lot of money on it so far and I am so excited. I have bought a single photo with Paul, a duo with Paul and Ian, and I've bought tickets to the talk, and I think I'm going to get an autograph with Paul too because, you know, I love myself some Paul Wesley. And because of that, I am on the strictest diet ever at the moment. This is totally irrelevant to the books, just so you know, but I thought I would tell you why I'm so obsessed with these books and why I'm reading them. I was very late to the Vampire Diaries party. My husband has been trying to get me to watch it for years because he said that he was so sure that I would like it. But you know, I like to be stubborn and go against my husband because that's what wives do. So I finally caved in like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago maybe, and we have nearly finished season 5. So we haven't really had much of a life since we started watching it because I have been utterly addicted. Every single moment that he is not working or I'm not working, we are watching it. I'd say averaging 3 or 4 episodes a night and then about 10 to 15 on weekends. Yeah, I am totally obsessed, and that's why I think I'm enjoying the Stefan Diaries so much, because whilst I'm reading them, I'm actually watching it on the TV as well, which I think makes it that little bit more exciting, especially as a lot of the things I may not have seen and may crop up a bit later because obviously I still have 3 seasons left. So yes, I am very excited. I will get back to reading when I get back. Yeah, appreciate the fact that I've done my hair kind of and my makeup and actually got dressed. I'm not just wearing a hoodie or lounging around in a dressing gown. So I am back. I am not sure how long it's been since I last recorded. I think it may have been about 2 weeks, but there has been some family drama and I have not read a thing. I feel like the last time I checked in I had just started book 5, so that is where I'm currently about to start reading from. I will keep you updated on my thoughts. Okay, so I'm currently like 100 pages in, and can we just discuss how friggin' annoying Damon is? Like, he was like this in the TV show, so I'm glad that the books are kind of giving off the same vibe, but he is such a whiny little bitch. Like, I cannot express it enough. He is just like a bad-tempered child at any mention of Catherine, and then the same thing kind of happens with Elena in the Vampire Diaries TV shows, and my god, he does my head in. I must admit, he does get better as the show goes on. He becomes a lot more bearable and there are some good points, but for the majority of the time I just find him so annoying, and this book is no exception. He is very whiny. All he does is moan that Catherine was the one that loved him and that she never loved Stefan, and it just becomes so tedious. Yeah, that was just a mini Damon rant right there, which I know will be very popular among my viewers. Not. And there's this one line here that says, "Whatever you say," Damon said, smiling, "maybe it's just that middle age suits you. It was always how you acted." As if that's a bad thing. Like, he says that to Stefan as if it's bad, but I was always like that, and that's one of the things that I love most about Stefan, is he's actually mature and not just a little boy. I'm getting a lot of feels and emotions and opinions reading these books right now. So this is really random, but I can't stop laughing. You know how American people, in particular Paul Wesley, says herbs instead of herbs? I have just realised that when I'm reading the book, knowing that it's in Paul's voice, I have started to say herbs and not herbs. Are there any American people on here that can explain to me why you don't pronounce the H's in herbs? Because I am very intrigued by this. I'm easily amused. Okay, so I have just finished book 5. I think this is the one that I've read the quickest, and I think this is the one I have enjoyed the most. It is really, really good. I think I liked this one because it was a direct follow-up to the 4th one, so there was no time gaps. It was very much the same story, just set in a different place, which I really, really liked. I also love getting to know more about Stefan and Damon's brother relationship, and I think it's really interesting how this was like 150 years ago and they are still the same today. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It was left on a real cliffhanger, so I think book 6 will be a follow-up of this one with no time gap again, I'm hoping. Let's get on to book 6. Book 6 is The Compelled. Damon has just been taken by Samuel and Stefan is once again on a mission to save his brother. Nothing new there. Oh my god, is this not the most cutest Stefan line ever? I wasn't afraid to die, but as odd as it was, after our years of fighting, I was afraid to live in a world without Damon. My heart, be still, my beating heart. Okay, so I just finished book 6. I also really enjoyed this one. This one was a lot more fast paced, there was a lot more action, and it just felt like there was a lot more going on, like there was a real storyline. Also, there were witches involved, which we haven't really seen that much of in Stefan's Diaries, which I really enjoyed seeing. And there was also mentions of the Bennett witches, which I absolutely loved, and some mentions of Mystic Falls. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one. I think my favourite one was either the first one or the 5th one. They were both brilliant. And I can't believe I've read all 6. Although it's taken me like the space of 2 weeks to read them, in times that I've actually sat down and read, it's taken me less than 24 hours to read the entire 6 books. They are just incredible. As you all know, I absolutely adore Stefan, and now I'm going to get into either the original series or the Vampire Diaries series, the books I mean. So let me know in the comments below what you would like me to do next and whether I should do a reading vlog. Obviously this is my first one, so I don't really know how this is going to be. I'm just going to edit it together and see what it looks like. As I say, let me know if you enjoyed it or if there's any other books that you would like me to do reading vlogs of. I do have one planned with Liv from That Fiction Life coming very, very soon, and I am very excited about that. Hope you all have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you would like to see more of on my channel, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thank you. Bye.